Hi, it's Mark out here with you at the gun range today to do something pretty simple today, and that's just to encourage you to make your targets inspiring. Now, I know that I'm a big advocate of people using whatever they can get, whatever they have, whatever their budget allows, using a pizza box or a paper plate. If that's all you can get, and if that's what your budget allows and still be able to afford ammo, then that's what you have to do. But if you can, most people can use a little creativity and make targets, or make the existing targets something that's a whole lot more fun to shoot, gives you better feedback both visually and audibly, and will give you some incentive to go out and shoot those targets, do your training, and keep your skills up to date all at the same time. Come out here right quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm just stepping out here to show you the different kinds of targets that I've got here. What I've got here is a silhouette target. Everybody's seen cardboard silhouettes. You can buy these. They're not terribly expensive. Some of these ones that are marked for competition are more expensive than others, but you can buy these for a reasonable price. But bringing these out and just shooting a cardboard all the time can get kind of boring. So what you can do is dress them up a little bit. Put a nice green head up here, head space up here on the head of it, and something to represent the thoracic cavity there that's fluorescent. Kind of jazzes it up a little bit and give you something to shoot at. Any of these type targets right here that are splatter targets, you shoot those, it creates a splatter mark. This one could be patched up with little sticky buttons that go on them, and which I've got in my target bin over there, and something that you can see from a long ways away. When you shoot these, you can see the spot where you hit it, even if you're a long ways back. Obviously, steel. Do a lot of shooting with steel. White is great on steel, and steel is the great audible feedback that everybody loves to hear. The clanging of gongs and the clink of the steel is something that is hardly equal with anything else as far as an audible feedback. But from time to time, if you get sick of white, you can add colors to it. And if you really want to get something that is pretty involved, takes a little bit more time to put out, it takes a little bit more in expense as far as your everyday do-it-yourself target. This is a self-sealing. It's a self-sealing target. When I shoot this target, it's going to create a big black splatter in the middle of that white. And you can shoot these over and over and over again. They seal up, and when make the holes in here, I come back out here with some white paint and just spray over the top of those, and it doesn't make them invisible, but it clouds them, and you can make your next shots, and it's clear where your new shots are landing in these type splatter targets. This is a do-it-yourself target, and at some point I'll show how you make these. I just haven't done a video on them yet, but a lot of creative type stuff that you can do that is a whole lot more entertaining and a whole lot more fun, and will give you some incentive sometimes when you might not have a whole lot of incentive to make it out to the range. Most people know I'm all about practicing your training while you're enjoying your shooting, so I've set these up for, I did a little warm-up. First of all, I was testing the sight on one gun. I did a little bit of warm-up, so I've set these up kind of in a training scenario where I can move in and out. So while I'm shooting these targets, you see how they react, and you see the different ways that they both show and sound. You can be kind of seeing how you can set them up for training scenarios. So just come along with me out here and join me for a little bit of shooting for just a couple minutes, and then we'll come back here and talk about it. This first run is with a Smith & Wesson Shield in 45. Essentially the same drilled in reverse with my Glock 23. This one will be in and out, 5 shots with my Walter Q5 match pistol, red dot sight. This one will just simulate a scenario in which you have to walk into a hot mess. Well, that's just a little bit of an example of different types of things you can do with these targets. You know, you can set up, again, you can set up paper plates and pizza boxes for training scenarios where you move back and forth, but if you've got something that gives you good visuals, gives you good audible, gives you some splatter shots, this type of thing is, it gives you a lot more incentive to just go enjoy it while you do it. We enjoy shooting. We enjoy the sport of shooting, enjoy shooting as a hobby. Most important for any of us who carry a gun for self-defense, we know that it's important to keep our skills up for self-defense purposes. Should the unthinkable happen, we want to be ready to fire and fire confidently. And doing something like this where you're moving in and out, back and forth, setting up scenarios and imagining things, expect to miss every once in a while. You saw me, I missed a couple of times out here just in things that I should have hit. But in trying to imagine those scenarios, moving back and forth, and you see me stop and take another shot and something I should have normally hit if I was just standing there doing target practice. But this is the type of scenario that's just really critical for people to go out and set up and use to practice what they've been trained to do insofar as developing their tactical shooting skills. This is not tactics, this is tactical shooting skills. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of something to think about insofar as letting your targets, or putting targets together, or even just modifying your targets to where they give you a little inspiration, a little incentive to get out and do this a little bit more often, enjoying it even that much more while you develop those skills that we know we have to keep sharp. I'm Mark Rogers, and I'll see you again very soon in another Christian gun owner video.